Lesson 10, 专题课程. In this lesson, we'll be learning 7 examples, right? So ignore this one because it's here for reference, right? I'll tell you guys why it's here later, and you guys will know later. So we have 7 examples, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 examples, or let's say scenarios or occasions that does not follow this rule. So they don't follow the six syllable block connection rules. So a little recap of what this rule is. It's that, well, I've talked about this in the last lesson, but I'm gonna say it again in case that you guys forgot. Okay. So it's that if the letter before the 6 syllable block is an E or V, its tail will resemble this figure. So the K sound, right? The K sound will resemble this figure. However, if it's an A, I, or O, or U, its tail, so the 6 syllable block will resemble this figure. However, as you can see from these 7 examples, they don't adhere to this rule, right? For example, for took, the letter before the K is an E. However, although it's an E, its tail resembles this tail instead of this, right? So that's a special character. So you have to memorize this. So you have to make sure that you memorize all of these 7 characters, right? And there's no reason why they're shaped like this. They're shaped like this. It's just how it is, so you have to memorize them. Okay, first we have took. So took, we can connect it with na, right? So it becomes took na. And then we have cook, and hook, right? Despite the previous letter of these 3 words being an u, being a u, right? By logic, it should have this tail when you add the 6 syllable block. However, since they're special letters, they won't. Rather, they will resemble this figure and have this tail. So if we connect them with sa, se, and si, just for practice purposes, it'll become cook sa, cook se, cook si. Okay, now for tuk, right? The reason why I have it here is that you can see that tuk, its previous letter is an E, right? And it does follow this rule, right? So unlike tuk, now these 2, right? Their top, it looks very similar. The only difference is that tuk has a dot, right? So you want to make sure that you don't mix it up. And it's only took, that's a special word, and tuk is a normal word, that normal character that follows this rule. So I wrote it here so you guys can compare them and make sure that you don't mix it up, okay? So for practice purposes, we can connect tuk with ne, so it becomes tuk ne. Okay, next we have 3 more special characters. They are kak, gak, and hak, right? Despite its previous letter being an A, so by logic it should resemble this figure. Since they're special, they have this tail. So make sure you do memorize all of these. So for practice reasons, we can connect kak with ha, so it becomes kak ha, right? I'm not sure if you guys can see this clearly, so I want to move it here a bit. Okay. Kak ta, gak te, hak ti, right? Okay, now we'll move on to the conversation part of our lesson. So I'm going to erase these now. Okay, anyways, guys, you want to make sure that you do memorize all of those letters. Okay, since they don't follow the rules, right? Okay, let's move on to the conversation part. So this conversation will feature two people, A and B, person A and person B, right? Person A will say, B 다치시 이노. Oops. B 다치시 이노. So B means I or me. I or me. 다치시 means, okay, I forgot to write the full stop. Okay. There we go. 다치시 means student. Wrong color. 다치시. Student. And then we have 이노. 이노. 이노 means correct. B 다치시 이노. Me, student, correct. Right? And if you convert that to the standard English grammar, it means I am a student. B 다치시 이노. I am a student. Now let's move on to the second conversation. So person B will say, B 같이 보시. 같이 보시. B 같이 보시 와카. B 같이 보시 와카. So again, B means I or me, and 같이 보시 means, okay, let's write it here. 같이 보시 means teacher, right? Teacher. 와카 means wrong. 와카, wrong. Wrong. Okay, I'm gonna turn on the lights because it's a bit too dark. Okay, now it should be better. So let's read this again. B 다치시 이노. Me, student, correct. I am a student. B 다치 보시 와카. Me, teacher, wrong. I'm not a teacher. Right? Okay, now let's move on to the second part of our lesson, to the third part of our lesson, which will involve connecting some words. Okay. So I will be rating this now. And by the way, these are also in the textbook. So don't worry too much about copying it down. Okay. All right. So the first word will be 각시. 각, plus C equals to gak C. Gak C, gak C, gak C. Gak C means partner. And then we have octo. Octo. Oops. Octo. Octo means medicine or drug. Drug as in the drugs that cure your illness, not addictive drugs, right? So medicine drugs. Next we have faxi. Okay, let's rewrite this. Fac, oops. Okay, fac plus C equals to fac C. Fac C. Fac C means craftsman. And then we have lakchaha. So lak plus cha plus ha. Okay, I'm gonna write it as a side here, since there's no space at the bottom. Okay, lakchaha. Lak, oops, forgot the 2 dots. Lak. Okay, I'm gonna rewrite this because I forgot like a tail, a little tail. There we go, that's better. Lakchaha, lakchaha. Lakchaha means broken. Okay. Next we have duk dung. So we have duk plus, oops, forgot the, there we go. Duk dung plus ge. Duk dung. Duk means flourishing or prosperous. Okay. Okay. Duk dung. Flourishing or prosperous. Okay, last word. Now since there's no space, I'm gonna erase them and write our last word. Okay. Alright. So last one we have huksanga. Huksanga. So we have, let's draw haksanga. Haksanga. Hak plus sang plus ga. 학상아. 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 학상아 means burned, right? Burned. Now we're going to move on to the next part, which will involve some more connecting letter drills. So first one is 국돈. 국. Okay, now this relates to the special words that we've learned just now. 국. Right? 국 is a special word because despite its previous letter of the sixth syllable being a U, right? Being a U, it follows this tail. So 국 plus 둔 equals to 국둔. It means uneven or bumpy. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna erase this and write it upwards a bit so I can have more space to write my other letters. Let's redo this. 국 plus 둔. 국둔. 국둔 means uneven or bumpy. Okay, next we have 혹신. 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 So let's connect them. 혹신. 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 혹신 means young eagle or young falcon. 혹신. Next we have okay. 곡두리. 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 Okay. I'm gonna write it at the side again. 곡두리 means boaster, or someone who loves to brag about themselves. 곡두리. 곡두리. Okay. 곡두리. Okay, we have 3 more to go. So I'm gonna erase them now and write the other ones. Okay, first we have 특신. So, okay. So first we'll write 특. Now again, remember that 특 is a special word because despite its previous letter being E, it follows this tail, right? So we've learned this in the part 1 of our lesson, right? 특 is a special word. I'm going to add it with sin. 특신. This equals, 특신 means even or equal. Yeah, even or equal. So we're going to connect them. 특신, 특신. Next we have 북진. 북 plus 진 equals to Fukjin. Fukjin. Fukjin means beginning or foundation. Last we have gakda. Gakda. Okay, so gak plus da equals to gakda. Oh, forgot the dot here. Gakda. Gakda. Gakda means single or sold. So S-O-L-E, sold or single. Okay, next we have next we have the breaking down words practice and drills. So same as last time, I'm gonna only write 2 words to set an example and demonstrate to you guys how it's done. And for the rest, you guys will have to do it as homework. Okay? So first one is 국지, right? Okay. Messed up a bit. So let's rewrite this. 국진. 국진. So we can split this into 2. Top is kuk, bottom is jin. Now when you write these, and when you write the homework, you wanna pay close attention to which words are special words and which words follow this rule. Now in our scenario, for our first example, kuk, right, is a special word because despite its previous letter being a U, right, it'll have this tail, right? So this one is a special word. So you want to pay attention to these in your homework to avoid making mistakes. So 국진. 국진 means a response used in group singing. Next we have sektu. 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 We can split. Oops, I messed up a bit. Okay. I'm not sure if you guys can see this clearly. It's a bit messy. Let's rewrite sektu. Sektu. We can split this into 2 parts. Top is suk, bottom is tu. Sektu. Sektu means smart, right? Alright. That'll be the end of this lesson. Make sure you do complete the homework because they are important. And while you do the homework, make sure you notice and pay attention to the words that follow these rules and the words that do not and are special. If you have any questions about the homework, let me know, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.